Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to the TGIF Talks, episode 85. I'm your host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my
Oh boy,
co-host.
you're allowed on my end too.
I don't know why that is. It's weird. Joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Yes.
Roll the intro.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
These podcasts are broken down into 4 parts. First, we have how our weeks have been, followed by the news, followed by your comment, followed by a random fourth topic. Today's random fourth topic is probably a continuation of part 1 because there's a lot to discuss in part 1. So, part 1. Phil, where have you been for the past week?
Oh, here and there.
You went to a new state, I hear.
I hear too.
Just tell the folks where you went, what you did.
I went to Cape Canaveral.
That is not... You did go to Cape Canaveral, though, did you?
I did.
I didn't know you guys were even going to stop there.
I heard briefly about it
Oh.
because they were discussing either that or Universal.
Ah.
But Universal was like far more expensive.
Cape
And
Canaveral's probably pretty
in my
cheap.
opinion, Cape Canaveral is more interesting.
Oh, far more interesting. What did you see down in Cape Canaveral? Did they have any rockets ready to launch?
Ready to launch?
Well, like sitting on the launch pad. I don't think they were actually going to launch
Well, I
anything
mean, we
this
didn't need
week.
to go to like the famous hangar. I mean, we drove by the big building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the famous big white building with the flag on the side and the launch pad 39A or whatever.
Yep.
We drove by it. We didn't get to see it like up close.
Well, I was
We
just
saw it from
curious
a distance
if there was
because
a rocket.
they have a big museum and visitor center.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a bus tour that drives you past the place so you can see it and take pictures, but that's about it.
Well, I was just wondering if there was a rocket on the launch pad or not.
No, not that I could tell. Because they are supposed to launch Artemis, right? Isn't that coming up?
I'm sure SpaceX will use the launch pad before the Artemis mission.
But no, I don't recall anything beyond the launch pad.
The Artemis mission would be inside the hangar. I think
Plus,
Artemis...
the launch pad is like 3 miles away from the building.
Yeah, do you realize how big a rocket is?
No, but my point is, you know, counting elevation changes and all that, it's almost beyond the range of what you can see due to the curvature of the Earth.
Oh. So, I guess, is Florida pretty flat then as I had pictured it in my head?
It's like the flattest state.
Well, yeah, I know.
Number
Next-
one.
like-
Like if you were to rank all the flattest states, I think Florida is number one.
yeah, then like Kansas, I'm pretty sure.
I think Kansas like 7.
Oh. I know
'Cause
we
I
are
think
not.
I remember hearing like it's a misconception. It's not as flat as you think.
I mean,
Because I know Vsauce did a video where he showed
flatter than a pancake.
it is not flatter than a pancake.
Oh, I thought they determined it was.
No, it's not. That's why he made a video on it.
Ah. Is Florida flatter than a pancake, though?
Like if you took a pancake and made it the size of Kansas, all the pits and stuff, because pancakes have pits and air bubbles and all that. Oh wait, maybe I have it backwards.
I was going to say, I'm like, have you ever looked at a pancake real close? There are holes that almost go all the way through it sometimes.
Well, the thing is, there's also the argument about how you have to consider Kansas curving around the Earth,
True.
and so one end of the state is lower than the middle part of the state, because it curves.
Oh yeah, I remember they showed
And
the graph.
so, I don't remember. I thought it was like backwards, but I could be wrong. Because then I do remember them comparing it to a bowling ball, like, or a billiard ball.
You know what you need to?
I'd have to rewatch the video.
You know what? We should go to the state fair next year.
Yeah,
There's this
in Kansas.
No, I don't want to go to Kansas.
Or our state fair.
Our state. Because when was the last time you've been at the state fair?
When I was a kid.
You need to go.
A wee little lad, about knee high to a grasshopper.
They have this awesome exhibit where it's like Nebraska scaled up, and it's a topographical. It's a
what?
I can't say it. Anyways, it's a topographical map, and basically they have it set up so that it shows like how much higher in elevation you are on one end of the state compared to the other, and you can walk on it.
Mm-hmm.
It is so cool. You are so much higher in the panhandle.
Well, I think I told you, like here, our elevation is about 1,000. Depending where we are, it's about 1,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, which is still high. I mean,
but if you go to the panhandle, there is a part of Nebraska. I think it's Panorama Point. It is like either a mile or just under a mile above sea level.
Yeah. We drove.
And so that is, quite frankly, that's 4,000 feet.
Yeah, 4,000 feet is a lot.
4,000 feet over the span of, 500 miles across the state?
300. Depends.
I think it's 500 because I think Omaha has like 500 mile markers, right?
Well, see, that's like, I don't know. I've always wondered that, and it's
I've always
funky.
wondered where the mile markers start.
Distance across Nebraska. It's about 430 miles long, 210 miles wide. Custer County. Oh, no way! We were actually pretty damn close to the geographical center of Nebraska.
Mullen?
10 miles northwest of Broken Bow. Like, we were so close. I didn't realize that Broken Bow is in the middle. It doesn't feel like the middle.
Wait, we drove through the middle, though. Right? Are you saying Mullen is the middle?
No, Broken Bow, 10 miles northwest of Broken Bow is the geographical center of Nebraska.
Yeah, but we weren't there. Like we were further from that.
We were in Broken Bow. We were 10 miles from it. That's pretty damn close, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, we were in Mullen.
Oh, we were even further away from it in Mullen.
Yeah, what is your argument?
I'm just saying that we were 10 miles northwest of... We were really close to the geographical center.
Oh, I thought you meant like our spot, our location.
No, I'm just saying when we drove through.
Yeah, when we drove through, yeah.
But Broken Bow doesn't feel like the center. It does not feel halfway.
No. Well, for some reason, to me, driving down Highway 2, I feel like I'm on the northernmost half of the state.
Well, when we get to Broken Bow,
because Merriam, is it? That's like just south of the South Dakota border.
I don't.
It's like a city north of. I forget what the highway is, but it's north of Highway 2. But there's a highway connecting Highway 2 to that.
What? I don't remember.
It's like north of Hyannis or something, or Alliance. I don't remember.
But anyways,
it was a possible location though, because it's near Bortle 1.
It was a But no, Broken Bow definitely doesn't feel like the center. It feels. I mean, truth be told, Lincoln isn't obviously at the edge, so it technically wouldn't be the
Omaha
center.
is.
Right. So it technically wouldn't be the center for us. But the thing is, it's just like when we were. Oh my God. When we were driving back that first time and I checked the map, I remember checking the map and just being like, oh my God, we are so far from anything still. I think that's like out by maybe further east than Mullen, but somewhere between Mullen and Broken Bow, I'm just like, we are so far from anything still.
Oh, I had that feeling when we went when we crossed into South Dakota to go to that corner.
Yeah.
I was like, if the truck dies, we're like stranded. We have no access to
Internet.
the grid.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No
that
Wi-Fi.
was.
Literally no bars. We are off the grid and minimal water and food because we decided to just spend money on restaurants and stuff.
No, we had food and water on that trip.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a trip. How I brought my huge thing of water.
Yeah.
Yes, we were good on water.
We were good on water.
Because I brought my 40-pack or whatever.
Yeah, and we literally had ice still in the cooler. We could have drank out of the cooler if we needed to. So, we had food. And we had water. We didn't have a lot of food, but I mean, that's not that big of a deal. Walking back.
No, who needs food?
The issue is when you're out there, I don't know where to go because the roads, there's not a grid. You can't just follow the road.
Well, yeah. See, like
It's like
in
you
Lincoln,
get back to a road and it's.
See, like in Lincoln, when I get lost in Lincoln, I can okay, the numbers are counting up. I know if I'm traveling east or west.
Oh, I can't get lost in Lincoln.
Well, no, I'm saying like if I'm driving somewhere, like the other day. Well, it was dark out for one, but I turned the wrong way on Cornhusker Highway, and I was like, I was on 84th, and all of a sudden I was like 96. I was like, oh, we're going the wrong way.
When
The numbers
you
are
got all the
counting
way
up.
to 96 and didn't realize you were going the wrong. 96
It
is
was
the edge of
dark out.
Lincoln.
Well, I was on 84th, and then I went to fill up gas, and then all of a sudden my orientation got mixed up. And so I didn't know if I needed to turn left or right to head back to civilization.
Oh, that happens to me all
And
the
so
time.
I turned the wrong way. And so then I went from 84th to 96 because there's no more intersection. I was like, well, as soon as I crossed, I was like, wait. Well, I feel like I'm getting further and further away. And so I had to wait till 96 to make a U-turn. That was the problem.
Yeah.
I had to wait till 96 to make a U-turn.
Yeah, there's no intersections out there.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah.
And then
What road were you on?
Cornhusker Highway.
Oh. So you were. There's nothing out
Cornhusker
there.
Highway. What?
There's nothing out there. On 84th and Cornhusker, there's nothing out there.
No, there's a gas station over there.
Right, yeah, but like, you should know you're on your way to Waverly. But yeah, 96, 104.
I don't even know how I got. I don't even know. All I know is, well, see, I went to go fill up gas at the station I normally go to, but they were closed.
What the hell? A gas station was closed?
It was that place near the Walmart on North 84th Walmart. You know that gas station over there?
Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Murphy
the
was
place I told
closed.
you about.
Yeah, Murphy was closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the pumps were closed?
Yeah. I put in my card, and my transaction, so it went through. So I was like, okay, we're good. I went to fill up gas. I squeezed the nozzle, but it would just like,
Clunk.
it wouldn't, I could feel no pressure. I'd pull back on the trigger, and then it just immediately go right back down. I could not get it to fill up at all. So, I was like, what the heck? And I was like, I bet it's because their pump's closed, or because the convenience store or whatever, they had already closed. People had gone home for the day. So I wonder if they just shut off their pumps or whatever. I don't know.
That is the issue. I've been there after close. I don't. That's weird. But that is one
And so
thing.
then I was like, well, I guess I'll just drive north and hope to find someone. And there was like it was something on 84th, and it was like a Casey's.
Oh, you should have driven south.
66. Well, no, actually, I found because see, Murphy was $3 a gallon. Then I went to a Casey's. Oh no, this Casey was on Havelock, and that was like $2.99. So
I drive past that Casey's every day. So you should have driven to the Ease Go to see what its price was, and that's to the south of the Murphy.
How much does it easy go?
Well, it depends. Right now I don't know what the deal with Murphy is, but they are kind of more expensive than like Casey's, which is weird. Gas prices are funky right now. I don't get them. So the Ease Go, it's a bit of a trap shoot, but I mean,
Yep.
they are usually about a cent higher than Murphy. So like they set a low price, and then Murphy sets a cent below them. But right now, I have no idea, since Murphy's is more expensive than Casey's.
Yeah, I've noticed gas prices have dropped a little bit.
They dropped, and it's weird. 2022 has started, and like everybody's forgot about Ukraine. Everybody's forgot about the gas prices. It's weird.
People are more focused on the Omni variant.
Kind of. Honestly, the news. I mean, I wasn't able to read news articles today. The MSN was being weird. I don't know what that was about. Luckily, I had news articles from yesterday that I picked out for today. But it was, I don't know. It was weird. But so you were in Florida, for the schmucks that don't know where Cape Canaveral is. And so...
It's on the coast.
Right.
The eastern coast. About middle part of the state.
So what else did you do while you were there?
Like halfway down the state. On the coast.
Did you guys drive to the Keys?
No, we went to the beach though. Because we were like a couple miles from the beach. So we went to the beach. No, the Keys that's too far.
Well, I didn't know. See,
that'd be a whole nother day.
Yeah, it's true. See, here's my thing. If I was going to go to Florida, I guess I probably wouldn't go to Disney World. But I mean, you guys want tickets to Disney World, so you have to go to Disney
So we
World.
had to go to Disney World.
Yeah, so you had to go to Disney World. Personally, I would just say screw Disney World. I would just drive around Florida for 5 days. What would you rather do?
A fun time though.
What?
I don't know. See,
If somebody presented you with, we're going to go on vacation, you can either go to Disney World the entire time or drive around Florida for 5 days.
driving around Florida can kind of be a waste though.
I don't know. You could drive to Miami, go hit a party or a club up in Miami. The next day, you drive down to the Keys.
Oh, really? You're the partying type.
It's Miami. I'd go to a club and wouldn't drink, but I'd go to the club. The women there would be beautiful. Anyways, whatever. You go to Miami, you hit up a club, whatever. You go to the Keys.
Yeah, but you wouldn't drink though.
That's not the point. It's Miami. It's a club. There's beautiful women there. It's Miami.
So you'd go there to be a creep.
What? No.
That's what I hear. You'd go to Miami to be a creep.
No. Whatever. I'd go to Miami. Maybe.
That's what I'm hearing.
Anyways, I'd go to Everglades National Park. I would go to the Keys. I'd hit up a beach, obviously. Take a boat ride somewhere. You know, just drive to see the state. Obviously, I'd go to Cape Canaveral because I can now. Hit up any other Florida museums. I think there's like an ancient fort somewhere in North Florida.
Probably.
From the Spanish, because it is one of the oldest. It's not the oldest state, but it has some of the oldest settlements in the entire country. So
It does. That is true.
Well, anyways, so Disney World. What was your favorite part of Disney World?
Epcot.
Epcot. So what's it at Epcot?
It's basically like the futuristic imagination part.
Did you ride the monorail?
We did, yeah.
So is it really smooth then? Because it's magnets, right? It's maglev, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. At least I think that's how it works.
And so was it really smooth?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that does sound cool. Yeah, Epcot probably would be my favorite part. So what was your favorite part of the whole trip, though?
No, I thought that's what you're asking.
Oh, you didn't like NASA that much?
The whole trip. Oh, Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, I figured. So when you flew into Florida, was it? I guess was the sun setting already?
Yeah. We came at what was it, like 10 o'clock at night?
Oh, that sucks. Because
We arrived really late.
because I was hoping you'd
Why?
fly in and like get to see the ocean and stuff.
Oh no.
Because I flew in to Chicago. We didn't, not O'Hare. It was just Chicago Airport, and just flying over the lakes was awesome. Like, it's not an ocean, obviously, but it was freaking cool. I mean, the planes. You were at Christmas when they talked about it. When you come into Chicago, like those planes, they bank so much, and then they just drop to get down to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But I don't know.
I
How
really wish though that the planes had a sunroof. 'Cause let me tell you, the stars would be immaculate.
Yeah,
Like,
there should be.
I could see Orion and make out other constellations while we were in the air.
Was that on your way
Because
there?
you see the light. So you see the light. What's so cool though is you're like 30,000 feet up, and so you literally see lines, a gradient line of light pollution. Like it's pitch black, and then well, at least like what I can tell, it's pitch black, and then it's like this gradient, Bordeaux level gradient down to like this blue glow of the skyline from all the city lights, and then you just see like this blue glow transform into like this dark black background.
Oh,
And
that sounds
you can
awesome.
make out constellation. I mean, I couldn't see the Milky Way from the plane. I'm pretty sure it's probably above our heads, which is why I wish we had a sunroof.
Yeah,
but
and you were headed
I
south.
could, but
so
I
you
could
really-
make out Orion and Cassiopeia while we were flying. It was pretty cool.
You see the
Oh,
Pleiades?
by the way, what?
See the
No.
you should have been able to.
I mean, I probably should have been able to. I don't know. I didn't spot it.
If you could see Cassiopeia.
The other thing is, oh yeah, so I think I told you while we were in Florida though, we drove through what I believe to be. I mean, I marked the location. I was going to go and check, but it was probably near a Bordeaux 4, the highway, because maybe even like a 3.5 or something.
Ooh.
But I mean, I couldn't make out the Milky Way. I'm pretty sure if we stopped and I stood outside the car and let my eyes adjust, because the lights from inside the car, as well as the headlights, kind of mess with your dark adaptation.
Yep.
And so I couldn't really make out the Milky Way. But there were so many stars, like many more than about the same amount of stars that I could see in the sky that I would recognize, at home. So, which is why I think it was like a Bordeaux 4 at least. And because you see all these other stars around the constellations of Orion. You don't just see the main stars. You see all these other little stars.
Well, you
around
can't
it.
see that here because Lincoln's in the way. Out there,
Yeah.
though, you're looking south. There's nothing. It's the ocean.
Exactly.
So that does
And
sound
so-
nice.
Actually, I took a picture of Orion while I was in Orlando. So I want to check and see what Orlando is, if it's a Bordeaux 7 or what it is, because you can make out Orion.
So
So I guess because see, I always had a Bortle 9 or 8 or whatever was like no stars. Oh no, you can still see the constellations.
Well, yeah. Did you? Yeah, you have to read the thing. It depends on the constellation. But
It's just that
Cass,
the
you
problem is that with those big cities, you have buildings that are in the way. I think that's probably the main
should. That
problem.
is the issue.
I think you're forced to only have constellations that are in your zenith.
Yeah. You should have been with. Oh, I wish you could have been with me Tuesday, because God, it was beautiful at my parents'. It was just crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
Just crystal clear. Just the Milky Way was absolutely stunning. I didn't have any of my gear with me, and I had to get home, and I was just like, ah. And it was cold. It was very, very cold as well. But
I'm sure that helped though.
oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the day my car. Oh yeah, my car battery wouldn't start. But I'll save that for part 4. Part 4
Your car
will be
got what?
how my week's been.
What did you say about your car?
It broke.
Your truck?
Yeah, but that's part 4.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah. Oh, but it was. There's something. There've just been. I have. I gotta write this down, because there's just. Ever since we went out to Mullen and stuff, I've gotten these full-time jobs. I've paid attention to the sky so much more.
Oh, same.
Like, now that I'm in this routine, it's like I'm coming home. It's late. I mean, you don't get to see as much as I do.
Yeah.
Just because you get home at like 3:30, I get home at 5.
No, it's more like 5.
Oh, you're staying at work that late?
Well, I get overtime.
Oh, I don't get
They
overtime.
They offer it, and so I take it.
I don't get
Like,
overtime.
I'll take overtime. And so really, I work like 7 to 5. And so that's like 9.5 hours because you have a half-hour lunch break.
Yeah. I don't get overtime.
Oh,
If
I
I
get
get
overtime?
overtime, I get yelled at. So,
really?
well, I don't get yelled at. She shows up to my station. She's just like,
Well, see, they
so you know why I'm
kinda-
here? And I'm like, oh man.
honestly, they don't really care because they want you to get your work done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the more stuff you get done, the more productive you can be, the better it is for the company.
So,
So they don't really care a whole lot about overtime. I mean, as long as it's just not like, well, see, I don't even know, because some of the guys get like 20 hours of overtime for the pay period, which is 10 hours a week. 10 hours a week.
those
So
guys
they're
are
working
there
50
sun up to sundown. I hate those guys.
You hate them?
Yeah, because they just make you look bad. And it's like me, who just works 40 hours. It's just like, bruh.
I mean, I don't mind it. I like what I do. So
I really
don't mind
can't.
hours.
I even if she did allow it, I wouldn't show up any earlier, because why would I want to? I might show up a little earlier. I might show up at like 8 instead of 8:15. But
Wait, you show up late?
I have to.
Wait, why?
As long
You
as
can't go in
I'm
when you're.
as long as I'm there before 8:30, I'm good. I don't have to be there till I am supposed to clock in at 8:15, but she would rather I clock in after 8:15.
So you can stay later.
Yeah, that, and just so that I don't hit overtime, even if I don't stay later.
Basically, you can't hit overtime, but she wants you to be there till close,
Till 5, yeah.
till 5.
I mean, she wants me to get out of there as quick as possible, and I do for the most part. Ah, damn it. Ah, I forgot to sign the sign-out sheet. Oh, well. No big deal. Anyways. They completely forgot to fill it out yesterday, but that's their problem. Anyways. Yeah, so. But, just, I will say I'm going to be a little depressed when the summer comes, just because, like, I'm going to be getting up in the day, which I guess I do right now anyways, and then I'm going to be getting home 5 o'clock. The sun's going to be barely setting. And it's going to be like, you kidding me? And then it'll be dark for like
Nice, though, won't it?
maybe an hour. What?
That's not nice.
I mean, it is nice, but if I want to watch the moon and that kind of
Oh.
stuff, help
Yeah,
me.
in that regard,
That is the nice part about the winter. I hate the cold.
you get longer nights.
Yes, I hate the snow, and I hate how many clouds are in the sky in the
And
winter.
in the cold.
I don't mind the cold. I can light a fire. I can get a heating
Yeah, but
thing.
a fire would ruin your light pollution. Your dark adaptation.
I don't know. A campfire is like coals. Like you can like get it like so there's flames, but then you let it settle down to its coals, so it still keeps you plenty warm. But it's not. It's just putting off really more thermal radiation than anything. Sure. Hold on, I gotta text this person. Anyways, so
I guess I never did finish. I'll go on though.
right, so I love coming home because there was that like Tuesday night. That wasn't the first time I had to. When I go to get my hair cut, like one of the times I went to get my hair cut, it was crystal clear. I have lucked out every time I went to get my hair cut. It's been crystal clear, and so I'm driving. I take Waverly, so I take 70th all the way to 77, and then sometimes I will take Waverly all the way to 14th, and then all the way to Val. But it really depends. But anyways, there's just something about driving down Waverly Road, and the sun is set, but like you're still getting that residual glow, and so like the landscape is like black, and the sky is just like it's almost black, but there's just this line of just red, orange, yellow, and blue, and then black, and it's beautiful. And it's just awesome. And it's just crystal clear night. You've got the line of the planets in the sky. Right now is just a beautiful time to go to see the sky. It's just gorgeous. It's gonna be a bit of a bummer when the planets all disappear, because we are lucky right now that we get Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter in a line like that.
And Mars. I think Mars is also up.
It's not.
What? Because when I was in Florida,
It's
Mars was following Venus.
I haven't seen Mars.
Well, because it's being hidden by Venus.
Oh,
Look
okay.
look on your app. I was looking on the app, and I couldn't tell if I was looking at Venus or Mars. I was pretty sure it was Venus because Venus is super bright, but it showed Mars was right next to it.
The issue with Mars isn't it dimmer than Saturn?
Well, it probably is really dim, but my point is that it's up though.
Well, yeah. Sorry. I guess I didn't realize it worked its way all the way to Venus. Okay. We have Mars as well. You just can't see it. The thing about Mars is, though, it is super dim. The sun needs to be set. So we won't see it for a while still.
But
Actually, it's going to get worse.
just wait till April though, because if we go stargazing, there will be no planets.
Yeah. That is a bit of a bummer. I want to look at Mars through a telescope.
Well, that'll be a summer thing.
We gotta do that this fall. I mean, we should go to Friend or something, or go to my parents, get my telescope like set up and crap, and use it to look at Mars.
Yeah.
But Walter, we should do that one weekend this summer. I told my manager to get that weekend off. And the
Oh,
following
you already
week.
took it off?
Yeah.
What April 30th or whatever?
Yeah, I have April 30th through the 7th off. And
You
then
took the whole week?
it's my lockout. I have to.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. So even if I don't go, I have a vacation. So even if like we can't go to Mullen that week, I've still got chances to go to Friend like all week long.
Yeah. Actually,
Or hell, even Mullen.
I should have a week of vacation built up too. I mean, I don't know if I want to take a whole week off.
True.
I will have a week of vacation.
You
a
should
week of vacation built up.
you should check with your manager and see how late you can schedule that, because the latest for you the better, so that we can get so we have an idea of what the weather's going to be like. Because it snowed on May 1st.
Well, I mean, as long as there's nothing like, I think I can take it off like 2 weeks or a week before.
Oh, lucky you! I can't do that.
Because when I took off my trip to Florida, I waited till like the last minute, like 2 weeks before, to tell them, because I didn't want to,
Beat that guy.
like jeopardize my job
Yeah.
for taking a week off. And so I figured I'd tell them super late, thinking that it's like it's no big deal if I can't go. I can't go. I'd rather work here and keep my job. But they were completely fine with it. And mostly because it was this time of the year, Christmas, and so they figured it was family time, and that was
That's
family
lucky
time.
you.
So they said go home.
It was busy for the bank. That week
I
wasn't
mean,
that
it's
bad.
busy. It's busy for us too, but they, knew family's important. They probably knew I already had plans before I got hired and stuff, so they didn't really care too much. They were fine with it.
Yeah.
But in general, I mean, I'm sure they'd like to know as soon as possible. What I do want to do though, for this, if we go out west though, we gotta look at the weather
Oh, absolutely.
and a month in advance, and just be like, all right, since the weather's typically right a month in advance, if it's going to be partly cloudy, it's probably going to be cloudy.
I mean, for this one trip, it was, but not a month.
Yeah.
Because a month is an average.
Because what I was thinking, that farmhouse or whatever, I figured what we do is the night, like the day how it's supposed to be like crystal clear, like there's no clouds in the sky at all. That's the day that we spend it at the farm or whatever. And then all the other days, what?
And pull
We
an
pull an
all-nighter.
all-nighter. And all the other days we spend it Mullen. That way it's not like a crazy expensive trip.
That's genius. Yes. So we pick. I don't know how
Because
many days
if
we're
you
gonna
go to
go.
Mullen, and then it's like the day that it's supposed to be perfectly clear, because you'll wake up and you'll be like, because I guess you can call them in advance, and I'm not sure what their busiest times of the year are, and then it's like looking at the sky, I think today's the night, and so you go and reserve it for that night.
We should bring my laptop and an HDMI cable, or your laptop and an HDMI cable, whichever, and we download like my entire Voodoo collection on a flash drive or whatever.
I mean, that's an option, but I mean, I did tell you that there is still a lot to do there. I mean,
True.
There's like the property. I forget how many acres it is. But
Well, I'm not talking
there's
like that guy.
There's a pond. There's trails to hike on.
Well, I was thinking like the other
You can
days.
make it a full day adventure.
Well, I know. I was thinking about the other days.
Oh yeah.
The other days I mean, we can go do other things. I'm sure we'll find something. Well, Lake McConaughey, there's an adventure for one day. But, yeah, I mean, obviously we've got time. We are at 40 minutes. Like I said, this first segment, there's a lot to discuss this week, so that's why I'm splitting it up into two. Anyways, it is time for the news segment time. The news. My favorite news topic today. You're probably not looking at it. Hello?
No, go on.
Anyways, China just powered up its artificial sun fusion reactor, which I thought was funny because it reminded me of Spider-Man 2. Oh, you have to watch Spider-Man first chance you get. It is amazing, by the way.
Is it?
Yes. What are you doing this weekend? I'll go with you.
Working. Well, not Sunday. I don't want to go on Sunday. Is going to be like a crazy expensive day.
It's not that expensive if you pay as a senior. It's
Wait, how do you pay? Oh, you just click the. Can you pay online? Don't you?
Yep. I never pay full price.
What is senior discount?
It averages out to be $9.
But if you go on a Tuesday or Thursday, it's $5.
Yeah, but
It's
I don't
for
want to
student.
go on a Tuesday or Thursday. I mean, I guess we could probably go next Tuesday.
Yeah, but you cut the price in half.
True.
Almost.
You know what? I might be off early next Tuesday. We might be able to pull that off. But I don't know if you want to go next Tuesday. That's you might be busy with work or whatever. Since you get off so late.
Yeah. Or we just wait till it comes out. I mean, what is that, like a month from now?
Well, okay. Well, I'm not going to get Eternals until February, apparently. So it won't be until, like, April.
Wait, you can't get Eternals till February?
I ordered it, and one was like, it'll be here within 3 days. I went and looked, and it was like February. I'm like, come again?
Really?
Yeah. So, judging by Spider-Man times, so Eternals was crap, and it wasn't in the theaters that long. Spider-Man will be in the theaters a lot longer. I'm guessing probably March, maybe even April at the worst. So, I mean, it's up to you. I just don't want to have to. I just don't want to have to tiptoe around you for spoilers because it is so good. Anyways, it just reminds me of Spider-Man 2, which you've seen Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock's son that he makes. You remember, right?
We're talking about Far From Home?
No, Spider-Man 2, like Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Dr. Octopus?
Yes, which is the best Spider-Man movie. Like, Far From Home's really... No Way Home's pretty good, but I still think Episode 2 is better.
I see.
We can watch it sometime. I have it on Vudu. I watch it on Vudu. Oh, it's good. It's very good. That original trilogy was just really good.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't into it as a kid, but it was really good. Anyways, so this is a tokamak, which I thought was interesting. This whole China thing, this isn't the article that I found. I found the article that I had read, but it was just a video at that point, so I don't understand how they did that. Anyways, so this thing is like, okay, I don't know. I can't really trust this article. But anyways, the one article I read said 5 times the temperature at the core of the sun. They want to build one they're going to build, so China's working with France, because France they're a big player in this, as is UK. And so they're building one that'll be finished in 2024, and they're speculating that they will be able to power the grid by the 2040s.
Power what grid? California's grid?
No, just the grid in general. It'll be in like
what?
UK or France with this fusion reactor. Which I found was interesting because I thought tokamaks, this one's weird. It's a circular tokamak. It's spherical, I should say, which I find interesting because I thought tokamaks, they got us pretty close, but they're not going to be the thing. I thought the laser one was going to be I thought the laser fusion reactors were going to be the way to go. But I mean, China is very impressive, so maybe they figured something else out. I mean, it's very likely that we will see laser and tokamak reactors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing's crazy though. It ran for 15 seconds and generated more power than it used. So they just got to figure out how to get it to run longer without like exploding, and build a bigger one.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem.
So like the bigger one will be finished in 2024, but it won't be able to power the grid till 2040. I'm like, it's gonna take them 20 years to figure out how to get this thing fine tuned. Like Jesus. But fair enough, whatever. 25 years? A quarter of a century? Good God. I would hope so. We'd have fusion in a quarter of a century from now. Third of a century right now, actually. But, yeah, that's kind of crazy. So, yeah, fusion. It's my favorite topic. It's always a fun, cool topic to discuss. Yeah. Next one, cows.
Cows?
Mooies. Look at the mooie. Anyways, so this is funny. So my dad was talking about this feed supplement. The university does all kinds of research with cattle. One of the big things they're researching all the time is methane emissions.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the cows' heads and butts in these boxes and measure the methane production. I've never seen them put the cows in the boxes, but I've seen the boxes and I've seen the cows, so
Put the two together.
you could just imagine in your head. Anyways, so I don't know if this was the same one. I couldn't find that article, but so they're feeding they're feeding steers seaweed, and I'll get to feeding cows seaweed. There's an issue with that. So the seaweed thing was crazy. So we're talking 82% reduction in methane emissions.
But do the cows like it?
They do, actually. And actually, this seaweed...
And is it just as nutritious for them?
Actually, it increased rate of gain by 20%. So, like, we're looking at this thing, and we can reduce methane emissions, which is a big deal. I told you about... Yeah. Did I tell you about Australia?
No.
So, Australia, to reduce... so, when it came to the climate accords this year, Australia kind of gave them all the middle finger because they're like, I can't reduce my methane emissions without going out and shooting cows. Because they don't have, like, big industry for, like, that produces methane. Their only methane production is cows. And so they literally said, we're going to have to go out and shoot cattle. Like, we don't have an option. Well, if they give them steers, like fat steers, you can reduce the amount of time it takes to grow them and the amount of feed you need to give them. Which would be crazy. 20%! 20%! That's insane! That's like giving them freaking steroids. Now, Grant, seaweed...
Wait, is this what your dad told you, or this is like an article you read?
So my dad's they're looking at a different feed supplement. But this just happens to be... I read this literally the next day after I talked to my dad about the feed supplement. And I thought they were looking into seaweed, and I called him. They weren't. He said they had already done seaweed a while ago.
Oh, yeah. He's like, that's so last year.
Well, this is older. 2018 we're talking here. Anyways, but the University of California is what did this. And he's like, University of California, they have cattle research out there? I'm like, apparently. I mean, they do have... California does have the most dairy cattle in the entire country, so... Anyway,
pretty sure almost every state has cows.
This is dairy cattle, though. They have the most of the entire country. More than Wisconsin. Anyways, so, yeah. But anyways, the issue with this is, though, we can't give it to... So it's great for steers, for fat cattle. We can get them to grow faster, and we can cut methane emissions. That is awesome. Because, the fact that they grow faster is also good, because that reduces the amount of methane they're going to produce, because they're going to be alive for less time.
Actually, does Alaska have cows?
Yeah.
Seems like they'd have a lot of snow, though. Like,
they have cows.
They just feed them hay year round?
Yep.
Is that what they do?
Yeah. Did you ever watch the show? I can't think of what it's called. There's a show where it's just all about these people that live in Alaska, and yeah, one of them's got cows. Not a lot, like 1 or 2. Actually, no, he had an actual small herd. Actually, anyways, but the issue. So we can give it to steers, which is great. However, we can't give it to dairy cattle because for whatever reason, dairy cattle produce less milk on seaweed. And actually, my dad, when they did seaweed, they were looking at methane and something about the omega-3 fatty acids. They were looking at that to see if it changed the milk to produce more omega-3s.
Did it?
He doesn't remember.
Did it change the nutritional value of the milk?
I'm sure it probably did. I mean, considering it reduces the amount of milk, I would assume it also probably changes the nutritional value. I mean, there's like the 2 big things that they research on the dairy cattle: nutritional value in milk, and how much milk, and methane emissions. So, anyways, the seaweed contains a nutrient that cattle need, but the only way cattle get it is through the bacteria that eats the hydrogen and CO2 in their stomachs. But they eat that, they produce this nutrient, but they also spit out methane. So seaweed contains that nutrient that we can give to the cows, bypassing the bacteria, and so then the cows just generate a lot more hydrogen.
So now we're gonna have hydrogen pollution.
I don't think we'll have hydrogen pollution. I don't think that's a real problem.
It could be a concern though.
How? I don't. Extra hydrogen doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Kaboom!
Well, you're gonna need a lot of it.
Oh, there are a lot of cows, you know.
That is true. There are a lot of cows. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, cows are.
How many cows does it take to blow up the earth?
There's a video idea.
That's the title.
Holy crap! Livestock are responsible for 14.5% of humanity's greenhouse gas emissions. 14% from these cute guys. Can you believe that? Well, and like sheep, pigs, and chickens and fish, but
No, the title should be Atomic Cow Bomb.
that's what we titled this. The second segment, Atomic Cow Bomb. I was gonna do James Webb because we're gonna talk about James Webb here again, but this will work. Maybe I'll use Atomic Cow Bomb. I'll use James Webb for the main one again. No, maybe not. I don't know. Oh well, James Webb. Every time we should have done a video on James Webb. Not a stream, but
you said it. You said it was so like you didn't really seem to care about it.
No, but you know what? You were completely right, and I was wrong. We should have done it because every single time I mentioned JWST in a video title, the video did better. So you were absolutely right. I was absolutely wrong, and I wish I had listened to you.
You gotta jump on the trending train.
Yep. So
James Webb is trending. You gotta jump on it.
Yep. You were absolutely correct. I was wrong, and you can hold that over me for like a month.
A month.
Until we come up with a new idea for a trending video. The Bortle video came out. I know you haven't seen it, but anyways, Atomic Cow Bomb. Okay. Anyways, James Webb. The sun shield have been in place, and have been tensioned. Big steps. Now it's on to the mirror, which is probably the scariest part in my. Well, I don't know. I guess.
No, I think the scariest part will be those. What is it? 22 minutes or whatever. After we take our first snapshot, waiting for the photo to come back.
It's
and
not
have
that
it come back blurry.
Well, I mean,
because something was misaligned.
I mean, there's a good chance they will come back blurry because we have to figure out the focus first.
No.
But that is a good point. Yeah, that it's only 1 million miles away. Is it 20 minutes?
Only 1 million. I don't know. What? I just said that number. I just threw a number out.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it is not.
I'm sure
that would put it at Mars.
It might be minutes. I don't know.
Well, how far is a light second?
Oh, didn't I tell you that? What was it? I did some calculation, and what was it I found? I think it was.
It takes 10 seconds.
No. I want to say, was it the orbit of the moon in miles is equal to the L2 point in kilometers? Or vice versa? It was one of the two.
Well, kilometers would be more than miles.
No, but it was equal.
Right. So.
So.
The orbit of the moon in kilometers.
The orbit in miles.
The orbit of the moon in kilometers.
In miles.
No, kilometers.
Kilometers.
Would be the same as the orbit of L2 in
No, not
miles.
the orbit. The distance to L2.
Oh. Yeah. Either way, it's still yes.
The orbit of L2 is obviously larger, but no, what I'm saying is that they're both 1.5 million.
Oh.
1.5 billion kilometers.
Oh, kilometers. I was going to say.
Is the orbit of. Let me go look at it.
Well, either way, anyways, it'll be.
But that was equal to 1.5 miles. The distance, which was 1.5 miles, that was the distance to L2 or something like that.
Anyways, James Webb's going to be under like 8 light seconds.
It's a funny coincidence.
It is interesting. Yeah, it is kind of funny. It'll be just over 5 light seconds away. Hello?
What?
James.
It's just over.
You see my screen?
Wait, it's 8 light seconds away?
No, just over 5.
Oh, just over 5.
Yeah, because it's going to be 1 million miles, and light can go 186,000.
150. Light can go 150 in 8 seconds.
150. What?
Isn't the distance from Earth to the Sun 150 million kilometers?
That's minutes. The sun is 8 light minutes, but L2 will be at like 8 seconds.
Oh, 8 seconds.
Well, 5. The distance, 1 light second is 186,000 miles.
186,282.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here. But I mean, you multiply that, so you take, 1 million, divide it by that, you get over 5. Like 6 light seconds.
Yeah, just take 200,000, or take 1 million divided by 200,000.
Well, I mean,
roughly 5.
It's
in some change.
It's going to be more than 5.
5 seconds and some change.
Actually, it'll be just over 6.
Fine, you have another cent.
Well, no, literally, because you have 20, so you're missing, so if you took 100, if you just took 200,000 miles, right, times 5, however, we only have 180, so, and for each one of those seconds, you were missing 20,000 miles. That was 5 seconds. 5 times 20 is 100. So therefore, you get
Yeah,
6.
yeah. I know you can account for the air.
Anyways, yeah, so that's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Anyways, yeah, so now they're moving on to the mirror, which is, it's going to be so cool. It's too bad we don't have any cameras on it. Like, there were people asking NASA, like, do you have any cameras on James Webb? It doesn't sound like it. And you want to know why, though, they don't have any cameras on James Webb?
Because you can just take a picture from Earth.
Well, no, you can't.
What do you mean?
James Webb isn't big enough for that.
What do you mean it's not big enough?
Well, it's really far away.
Yeah, but no, like you can when you have your image from the telescope, can't you just screenshot it?
No, what? No, anyways, no, like people wanted to see like pictures of the telescope in space or whatever, like a picture of the mirrors or a picture of the sun shields, that kind of thing. And my theory is, so James Webb was completed in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And they've just been testing it for the past 5 years. So but Mars 2020, so Perseverance that landed in 2020, has all kinds of cameras. We got cameras on the drone. We got China's rover they just dropped had all kinds of cameras as well. So camera tech has gotten a lot cheaper than when James Webb was originally built. So when they originally planned James Webb, cameras were really expensive. So they didn't bother to like cram a ton on there. Like we're talking like 2012 Mars rover technology here. Mm-hmm. Which had like no cameras on it. I mean, it has a lot, but like compared to like compared to Perseverance, no. Anyways, so that's my theory, is that it's like, oh, they would be able, if they could add them now, but
What good is a camera? It seems like a camera is kind of a waste when you have this telescope.
Well, no, like, we just want to see pictures of, like, the sun shield and stuff. Obviously, on the other side of the sun shield, the mirror side, you're not going to see anything. That is one issue.
No, but how are you going to take a picture of the telescope and you think there's enough starlight bouncing off of it to get you an image? Do you know how long of an exposure time you're going to need to take?
I mean, think about when we were out west.
We also had the atmosphere to reflect all that light back into the camera. Because it's reflecting off the ground, back off the atmosphere, and back into the lens.
I don't think that... Whatever. Anyways.
Isn't it right, or no?
No. Why do you think we put telescopes in space? Because taking pictures on Earth sucks.
Yeah, because you have all this extra atmospheric light that drowns out the dimmest of the stars.
Right. I mean, you could... Oh, I definitely think you... Yeah, actually, you're probably right in that sense. Never mind. Yeah, now I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, now I see. Yeah. Because we were still able to read my license plate. Now I understand. And in space, it would be pretty much... See, I am so jealous of James Webb. I want to be out there at L2. I want to see how dark it is. Like, can I see my hand in front of my face? Can I read a license plate?
No.
Well, actually, yes, you would be able to.
How?
Depends what side of the sun shield you're on.
Oh, what? We're talking about you're on the dark side.
Well, yeah, in that case. Well, actually, I wonder, because that sun shield's designed for thermal radiation, not visible light. Obviously, you're not going to let visible light through, but like it's bigger than the mirror. But I mean, when you look at the photos, I still feel like you're going to get a lot of overlap. you're still going to get light leaking in. Visible light.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't know. Either way, I'm jealous of James Webb. Kind of. You need a way to block out the sun better than a tennis court sized mat. Because I feel like for visible light, that's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
What did Google just say?
Hello.
I don't know what she said. Either way, James Webb, really cool. Let me send a text real quick. It was very good. The manager left early.
How many more stars you could see on the night part of the moon?
Probably not that many more than.
You think so?
Well, it would really depend on like.
Because I thought, because as you go higher and higher in elevation, there's less and less atmosphere to scatter the light.
Right, but like those stars that were getting scattered, I mean, to the human eye, it's like, were you going to see those anyways?
I suppose.
That I mean, we'd have to ask an expert. Somebody who's like done lots of stargazing to be able to tell us, oh yeah, you could see more stars.
What was it? Was
I've
it
counted
Apollo?
them.
It was one of the. It was several Apollo missions. I think it was 8 and 13. They. What was it? Well, no, because I think it depended what time of the year they did it. When they went around the Earth, or when they went to the moon, they ended up having to take an orbit around the moon, or whatever, so they could return back to Earth.
Yeah.
And they went on the night part of the moon. Because they landed on the moon during the day, so there'd be light to do their experiments, you know?
Right.
Because they were there on the moon for like 8 hours. So they landed on the moon when the moon was in the sunlight. And
Wait, I thought they were on the moon for a lot longer than that.
about 8 hours.
I thought like the future missions, they were there for like a day.
I don't know. Well, I'm just referencing Apollo 11.
Oh yeah, Apollo 11.
Apollo
yeah,
11.
8 hours.
I don't know about 15 and 16. All that. Apollo 11. They're on there for about 8 hours, and one of the other Apollo missions, they went around the moon, and one of the astronauts reported saying that he saw more stars than he ever. I mean, I don't know what city he grew up in, but he saw more stars than he'd ever seen in his whole life, because the problem is the human eye is similar to a camera, and that when they were on the daylight part of the moon, the reflection of the sunlight off the lunar surface overwhelmed the nighttime sky.
Right.
And so, even though there was no atmosphere, they still could not really make out very many stars because the lunar surface was so bright.
Right. That's why I don't see
Right.
any stars in any of the videos or
That's
footage.
why you don't see any stars on any of the photos. But the astronauts have the same experience.
Right.
So if you put yourself there, it's not just the camera; it's your eyes as well.
Right.
The lunar surface overexposes everything to both the camera and your eye.
Anyways,
Because I mean, your brain does have. Because I mean, your eyes have a brain, but that doesn't. The surface is too bright.
So before we move to the third segment, I went and looked it up. Apollo 17 makes sense. That was the last one. They logged 7 hours on the moon, just walking around, and 22 hours just being on the lunar surface. I bet you the first mission back in like 2025, I bet you they will be on the moon for a few days. Hello?
Yeah, possible.
I mean, this mission is going to be is so expensive, and like, I guarantee they're going to spend days on the moon. But
Yeah.
oh, okay, I guess I did stop sharing my screen. Anyways, new segment time. Your comment. Bless you. We have all kinds of comment. All right. What is the Bortle scale video? Rick's commented, keep up the great work. Excellent video. Very informative. Thank you. Thank you. I think they subscribed as well.
Wait, what did you call the video?
What is the Bortle scale?
Oh, I thought you were gonna do how bright is darkness.
Oh. I was wondering. I mean, I could still technically I mean, it's already gained us a subscriber. So.
Because you should test the theory. Because remember I was telling you about Veritasium, how I made a video about how using just unfamiliar words
Right, yeah.
can sometimes ruin a video's quality because people won't click on it. I mean, only the people who are really curious to know what the Bortle scale is will click on it.
Absolutely.
But other people will just be like, "What?" It's the video. It's the videos that they understand what it's saying, but are just kind of like out there, like, "What?" I want to know more about this. And it's intriguing.
Yeah.
Because they understand what it's about.
Yeah. So I'm just looking for comments here. No, but you're absolutely right. JWST updates. That video. Comments. Yes. JWST updates. TGIF Talks 84. It makes perfect sense, okay? Sheesh. It will approach within 9.86 solar radii from the center of the sun. This is Fumbaruski. This guy's making fun of you.
What?
He's giving you crap about the scale.
Me?
Yes.
What did he say?
So remember when we talked about that scale with the sun that didn't make any sense?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's like, it makes perfect sense. Sheesh. It will approach within 9.86 solar radii from the center of the sun.
It will approach within 9.6 solar radii. So it's really far away.
Again, this is between you two. I don't care anymore. I'm with you on this, but I don't care.
Hold up. No, think this through, right?
I did it.
It's 10 times further, roughly, than the surface. Let me just put that in perspective. How many solar radii is the Earth from the sun? Maybe that's the part I'm missing.
A lot.
How many solar? What?
A lot.
No, but that's the ratio that they probably picked when they compared it to like a football field.
Possibly.
I'm saying that's the ratio.
Again, I don't know. That's between you two. What am I? There's the issue. That's why. Okay, on to the gaming channel now. Oh my god, there's a lot of comments on this.
Wait, oh no, but wasn't the weren't they original question though? Wasn't it they saying it's like 4 yards?
I don't remember how many yards it was, but yes, they were saying it was so many yards from the end line, from the goal line.
Yeah, but that's the part I want to know though.
Oh, that one didn't have any comments.
Wait, well, read me the comment.
I did. It's gone now.
Oh, wait.
I'm doing other stuff.
Oh, so he didn't say. So he was talking about both of us though. Did he say my name?
Well, I assumed it was about you because you were the one that said it didn't make any sense originally.
Yeah, but you
And most
agreed.
people, yes, but most people leave a comment the second they hear something that pisses them off. They don't wait to hear the rest of the argument. I mean, maybe this guy did, and maybe now he's also at me. I don't know. I can't read the guy's mind. Anyways, how to build a bone meal farm, Minecraft Let's Play something. Anyways, Team Denzier commented, just make a mob farm with auto kills, a lot of skeletons, and use bones from them. I said, that requires lighting stuff up and more crafting. Team Denzier commented,
211.
okay. That's...
What is my computer doing?
Anyways, I commented, but it takes forever to get it to work. Team Denzier, follow the tutorial on YouTube. Those are not that hard. I built one with ease last summer. It's like, I know how. I just don't need the drops right now, other than the bones, and there are better ways to get them. True, a bone meal farm, if I can get it to work eventually. It's giving me a headache right now. It's pissing me off. Anyways, a bone meal farm, once I get it to work, will be much more efficient than any mob farm. But I digress.
What part of the video? What section did you call it?
It's JWST updates. So it was part 1.
I was gonna rewatch it when I get the chance.
Rusty Gaming. Nice village. Thank you. Oh, this is Changing Farms. Bedrock Let's Play number 9. Rusty Gaming commented, nice village. Thank you. Lamar David commented, Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year, Lamar. This is the first, this will be the first video in the new year. Isn't that exciting? On this channel, anyways. The gaming channel is already going to be 2 videos in. But this is the first video of the new year. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Anyways, I think there's one more video left with some comments.
Wait, was it the 84?
Yes, it was the last podcast. It's pink with the James Webb Space Telescope for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Farm.
I was gonna rewatch. Well, no, when I get the chance, the statement.
Right.
But I think I understand it now. Because I was trying to figure out what was the confusing part.
Anyways, farm rearrangement, Minecraft Let's Play 77. Remember, kids, these comments really aren't fulfilled. They're for you. I do this for you guys. Anyways, Ryan Orange commented, it's Smowed. Smowed.
Mowed.
He's trying to spell snowed. He forgot the N.
Smowed.
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 Yep.
It's a video on YouTube. Type it in.
It's Smow. Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm in the comments. I can't do that. Okay. Carlos.
It shows 2 like robbers.
What?
In the thumbnail. Like, type it in.
I'm in the comments. I can't. Give me a moment. Carlos Primetime commented, "Don't call yourself an idiot. I didn't even know bamboo was in the game." Yeah, so I was using bamboo as my bone meal farm. Well, bamboo cannot be converted into bone meal, unfortunately. I thought it could. It can't. So I had to change it up. Anyways, Carlos Primetime also commented, "Also, the pink headphones are fire." Thank you, Carlos. Thank you. So much, Dr. Sheep. I just started playing again last week after 5+ years. I am a noob. Ah. Details. Details, Carlos. I better reply. Ah. Details. Anyways, okay, all right. It's Smoud. I will look it up because Ryan Orange is a dummy. I can't spell. Did you just look up Smoud or it's Smoud?
Smowed. Smowed.
Oh, so you didn't hit the IT. Okay. What the heck? It's a song.
That's what I told you.
I'm not listening to that.
Why?
Well, because A, we're on air, and B, I have no idea what's going to be in it.
I think it'd be a good video. A must see, in my opinion.
Oh my god, there's all kinds of stuff that's popping up with this. I am in a dark part of YouTube. Okay. Oh boy, that's enough of that. That led to a dark part of YouTube I don't ever want to see again. So yeah, future of the channel. So, what's I gonna say? I've been thinking a lot lately. No comments? Hello?
What?
Well, I said I've been thinking a lot lately about the channel. It all kind of came when I was working on. I finished the New Moon script, and I recorded all the stuff that's done here in my room. So I guess we do just need to do that model. I don't know what my deal was. Maybe I just lost inspiration for the video or motivation. I'm not really sure. But the video is much shorter than I was anticipating.
Really?
Maybe I'm forgetting crap I was supposed to put in there. I really don't remember, but it's much.
So you went through the script and it's like really short?
Yeah. I mean, but like, really, what else is there? You just kind of explain that you can't look through the Earth. The moon is on the other side of the Earth. Why can you see a moon during the day? Because half the surface is still lit, and the moon's rising and setting time is offset from that of the sun during the mid times
I did
of
some
its
really
phases.
cool calculations. What was it? So, a friend of mine asked me, why can you see the moon during the day?
Yeah, I
And
got a whole
I wanted-
paragraph on it.
What?
I have a whole paragraph.
And I wanted to give him the most simplest explanation possible. And so I started thinking about this, right? And the conclusion I came up with was, make sure I get the numbers right.
Are you coming up with the simplest explanation because it'd be interesting to come up with a simple explanation? Or are you coming up with a simple explanation because he's dumb?
Wait, what was the first one? No,
Because
he's
it'd
not dumb.
be interesting? Or is he
Because
dumb?
it would be interesting.
Okay.
Because
I didn't think you had
like,
any dumb friends, but I was curious.
No.
Besides Will.
I was like, what is the most simplest, intuitive way to understand why the... And
Hello?
the moon's... What?
Oh, I keep thinking you're cutting out, but you're thinking. Okay, go on.
I'm thinking... I had a reason. I came up with an explanation, and then I thought I wrote part of it down. My notes. And so I was trying to find it.
Personally,
Maybe there's something else. But the idea that I was coming around was that the orbit of the moon is it takes an extra 40 minutes for it to reach the same point. That's what it is. So as the moon is orbiting around the Earth at the same time that the Earth is orbiting around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order for the moon to reach the same point in the sky that it was the previous day, that it was a month before. No, I'm sorry.
The day before.
Yeah. So the moon is orbiting around the Earth about 1,000 kilometers a second, or 1,000 kilometers a second, or something like that. But as the Earth orbits the sun, the moon needs to catch up to reach that same point in the sky.
Right.
In order for the moon to reach that same point in the sky, it takes an extra 40 minutes.
Okay.
Which means the moon lags behind the time of day by 40 minutes. Which means each day,
It
the
lags
moon
more
is
and
going to
more.
rise 40 minutes later. And so as a result, its phase will slowly start to change as a result due to its angle and due to the angle of light from
This is the
sun.
simplest explanation.
Well, I'm trying to think it as I'm saying it. This
Okay.
is not the simplest explanation.
Because this
It was
is more
something to go along-
complicated.
It was something to go along with the idea that in order for the moon to catch up with the orbit of the Earth around the sun, it takes an extra 40 minutes.
That is the simplest explanation. That's all you need. That's all you really need to say. Is just
Yeah.
say the moon lags behind 40 minutes, and so every single day, it gets 40 minutes further behind.
But the thing is that why does it lag behind? It lags behind because the Earth is orbiting the
But
sun.
that's not the simplest but yes, but honestly, in that explanation, you don't need it. That's more of a follow-up question somebody might have. It's not necessary to
suppose.
answer the actual question. Why is the moon visible during the day? You just say it lags
What
behind.
I guess what is your do you have a an
Well,
explanation
I
that you
didn't
find
know
that
that
you
it was
like that?
40 minutes exact. Had I known, I would have said that.
It's not exact. It varies
Right. Had
because
I... yes.
the moon, the Earth's orbit around the sun is not a circle. It varies.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhat of an elliptical path,
It's an
and
ellipse.
so it speeds up, it slows down, and so
Anything
it can
that's
vary
not a
by
perfect
as
circle
much
is
as an hour. I think an average is around 53 minutes. I think that's the average. I think that's the actual number. The other cool thing I did was I found that the average. Do you know how much the average illumination of the moon changes day to day?
No, is this a percentage point?
Yeah. How much brighter does the moon get on the average given day?
Oh, I'm actually excited for this because I saw the moon today, and it was like very thin wire. It's about, I wouldn't say it's the latest you could see it. I'm pretty sure I could see it yesterday, but it was just really close to the horizon. But yes,
It's about 2%.
I guess you could just divide 100 by
30.
the amount. No, 15,
15, yeah.
and get your answer.
There's 15 days. 100 divided by 15. Oh, is it? That's 6. Oh, was it 6? I thought it was 2.
Mathematically,
confused.
6 would make sense because you're going from new moon to full going full moon to new
That's
moon.
100% in 15 days. Or maybe
Yeah.
it is 7. Oh, maybe it's the minimum is 2. I just know around.
I could see the minimum being 2 because you really
I
can't
also
tell.
graphed it. I also graphed it. Yeah, I think the min is 2, and the max is like 10.
Yeah, because there's like no way you're gonna be able to tell the difference between a full moon and a slightly less full moon the day before.
Yeah. I think so. I think the minimum is 2, but it averages 7, and the max is 10.
Which
11.
I bet that 10 to 11% is like from today
During the
to
quarter.
tomorrow.
It's I think during the quarter.
Oh
phase.
yes, that would make sense. Yes,
Like
the
you go
halfway.
from like 45% to like 54,
Yes, that makes sense.
55.
Yes, that actually makes more sense than what I was suggesting. Yep.
It actually makes a really cool graph when you graph it.
Well, shouldn't it be kind of like could be like a semicircle almost?
What? No, well, no. I
Wouldn't it be
graphed
more of like
the
this?
percentage. I graphed the percentage over time.
Yeah.
And
Would
so
it kind of
makes
look like this? Oh, sorry.
Like what?
Kind of look like this.
Yeah, and then come up.
Oh, does it? So it's kind of comes up like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I graphed the full cycle.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it makes probably makes a close to a sine wave then.
It makes a sign, except the second peak is not as high. I had to show you sometime.
Well, that's how. Did you see Vertasium's video on analog computers? The first one. I don't know if he's uploaded the second one.
The first one,
He's making 2 videos on analog computers.
he has a second video.
If you've watched the first one, you know there's going to be a second
I
one.
know he has a second part. I didn't know if it came out yet.
I have
See,
no
I
idea.
haven't-
I was asking you if you had seen it.
I haven't watched YouTube in like 2 weeks.
True. Anyway, I have no idea when the video came out. But anyways, the analog computer, I mean, they had to track the moon for tides. And so, obviously, that doesn't... Brightness and distance to the Earth does not... It's not the same thing, but it makes a sine wave. Both ways.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, obviously the brightness thing, there's probably different factors, and so for an analog computer to graph those, you would make 2 different sine waves and add them together. Which is what they do for tides, to determine what the tide is going to be every single day. But it's like 15 different sine waves they have to add together.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought that was really cool. Analog computers are actually really cool. They are ridiculously complicated, but they're cool. So, there's that. Anyways, future of the channel. I was thinking about it a lot. And I need to finish this round of videos that I've got scheduled. I'm actually not out of ideas, but I'm at the end of the number of videos I have planned. And so I need to start planning new videos. Actually, there's a video I need to throw into the calendar that's going to push some other videos further back, but that's okay. I need to start putting more effort into them. Because it was like, I did the Bortle video, and when I finished it, I was like, I feel like there was supposed to be more to it. Like, it's already a very comprehensive video on the Bortle scale. It's good in that sense. But I'm like, it needed something else. It just wasn't quite there. I mean, you haven't watched it yet, but when you do, you could probably get the same thing. Like, it's good. It's a good video. It's just not quite there. And I need to figure out what, and I just need to spend more time writing and working on a video. Because right now, I've just been like, going through the motions.
So in the video, we were arguing, so it was, the probe will be 3.9 million miles of the surface of the sun. And And this is equivalent to the probe seen on the 4-yard line of a football field, with the sun being end zone. We are arguing what the scale was.
Right.
The scale is the Earth being 100 yards away.
Is that what it is? Is that what you
Football field.
determined it to be?
That's what the math works out to be.
That makes more sense now.
It makes sense now, but see, the article didn't specify.
They did not.
That's why it was confusing, because the article did not specify what the scale was. They did not specify how big a yard was. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess when you think about it, the Earth should be a football yard away. But I mean, you could have just as easily put the Earth at the 50. I mean, yeah, I get that that wouldn't make intuitive sense. It makes most intuitive sense to put the Earth a football field away. But I mean, from my perspective, they never specified what the scale is, and they left it up to interpretation.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
So that's shame on them. They should have specified that with the Earth at one end and the sun at the other end of the end zone, the probe is at the 4-yard line.
They are very bad at writing.
Because basically, like I said, it's a little over 200. The Earth to the sun is a little over 200 Earth radii, which means that it's basically double the distance. Double the yardage or whatever, and that's your radii. So it's a little over 8 radii.
Right.
Because would you say because he said in the video the actual distance is 9.86. So I bet if 211 divided by 100, multiply that by 4, I guess you get 8.44. He said 9.86 solar radii. What is the distance? Parker Space Probe? $300 million miles. 3 point.
Anyways, it was like 9 million miles from the sun, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
This is the closest it's going to get. I guess before they throw it in and try to burn it up. Which I think is what they plan to do. I'm not sure. Personally, I think they should have put it in orbit around the sun. But that's just me, because I think it's going to have unlimited power. You just want to have unlimited fuel. But anyways, do you want me to move to the next segment, or are you still stuck on this?
Hang on. Divide by 432.
Phil doing math, ladies and gentlemen.
90.
It's a lot of work.
8.8. So it's 8.8. Yeah. So it is right. I don't know how he got 9.8, but so if you take the Parker Space Probe is 3.83 million miles, right? Divide that by the radius of the sun, and you get 8.8 Earth radii, or solar radii. The Parker Space, and then if you compare that to a scale of 211 miles for a yard or whatever.
Yeah.
2.11. Multiply that by 4-yard line. It's 8.44. So it's a little off, but it makes sense though to put the Earth at 100 yards away.
Yeah.
The only thing is that unless he got 9.86 by using 120 yards, like end zone to end zone.
Well, are you talking about the comment or the article?
The comment.
He was saying the center of the sun. The article was referring to the edge of the sun, the surface.
But here's the deal.
That would throw it off by 1 radii, which is pretty much what you're off by.
That is true.
There you go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're off by 1 radii, pretty much. Which is why it's throwing your whole graph off by 10 yards.
I know. What did they say in the article?
They just say end zone. They're not very specific.
The orbit will be...
And they just say sun. Like we said, it's a very crappy article.
The sun being the end zone.
Whatever the hell that means.
So I guess it's left up to interpretation. You put... See, here's the other problem I had, though, with distance to the sun. The distance to the sun, whether you measure Earth to the edge or Earth to the center, the difference is negligible.
Right. But if we're talking Parker Space Probe...
When you talk about solar radii, yes, you have to add on another solar radii. But in terms of sheer distances, in terms of miles, the distances are negligible. Because I was curious about this one time in my physics class or whatever, and apparently there's an old joke about this, where two guys are they're walking down. So there's an engineer and a physicist, right? And so the engineer is the guy who wants to get everything right and perfect and exact.
The physicist, right?
And he wants to limit assumptions. The physicist, he wants to make all the assumptions in the world.
No, should it be the other way around?
No.
Because engineers round pi to 3.
No, but physicists also use spherical cows to approximate everything.
That is true.
Okay? Because engineers have to be very precise when... I think they use 3 pi just for like back of the envelope calculations. But when they're designing bridges or things that they don't want to crash down, they want exact numbers.
I don't know, because the joke on the internet is always that engineers approximate because they can't be bothered to go that precise. That's when people are like, oh, you built this bridge, and they're like, yeah, sure, I built the bridge.
I'll have to look into that because it makes sense. Because to me, from the physicist perspective, it makes sense the other way. Because
it makes sense both ways, depending.
We make so many assumptions. We assume the Earth has no atmosphere. It's an infinite flat plane, and every object that interacts with the surface is spherical.
Yep.
Spherical bodies. Anyways, a physicist and an engineer are walking down a corridor, and there's a beautiful girl at the end of the hallway or whatever, and basically they're told that as soon as I'm going to ruin the joke now.
We need to get to the 4th segment. We're at an hour 43 minutes. If we're trucking along here for the longest podcast yet, this is the longest 3rd segment yet. I'm going to point that out. But go on.
So as they're walking along this corridor, there's a beautiful lady at the end, and the engineer starts thinking that as he's walking, he's having the distance between him and the girl, and he'll never actually ever reach her. Meanwhile, the physicist... how is it?
Do you want to just wait? Just do it after the podcast?
I got to rethink it. The point of the matter is that the difference between the Earth and the Sun makes no difference.
Right.
What you use in your calculation. Because most calculations, you're only going down to 2 or 3 decimal places.
Right.
The difference that adding the radius of the sun would make doesn't even affect the rounding to the 2nd decimal place.
Right.
You can't even round the number to the next decimal
place
adding the new distance, and so it makes no difference. However,
Measuring the distance to the Parker Solar Probe, it does.
No. However, when you're talking about solar radii, when you're talking about the edge versus another radii, then yes. However, the difference in miles makes no difference. However, it makes a difference if you're talking about adding an extra solar radii.
Right.
Because you're talking about the edge or another radius.
I mean, it's still. Distance to Earth, no difference in miles. Parker Space Probe, it does make a difference in miles still.
Yeah.
Because you're so much closer. Because we're talking.
So if you set if it's end zone, so if you set the Earth at the edge of not the the edge of between the field and the end zone,
right?
And the sun at the edge, because you don't want to include the end zone is not included in the calculation I did. It's just 100 yards between the edges. Then it's 8.8 radii. However, if you put the sun at no.
Dude, we need to get to the next segment, and we discussed this last week, and we killed it last week, and now it's taken up even more time this week. Of you just going, wait, no.
Because I'm thinking, because if you have the edge, because you'd still have to add an extra radius, but now you're over 100 yards. All right, just go on. I'll have to think about it some more.
Like I said, the article is broken. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the article was doing the edge, not the center, but the commenter was doing the center, not the edge.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
But I'm trying to figure out how this math could work for my scale, and that's the part that's confusing me.
It's not going to work for your scale because he used a different scale.
I know.
Anyways. Fourth segment time, the continuation of the first segment. How our weeks have been. So basically, I didn't tell about my week. So, you know what it was the funniest thing? So
I guess I never finished talking about my week.
Well, I kept asking you questions. You didn't say anything. I asked, tell me about Disney World. I got nothing. But yes, tell me about Disney World. Continue. I
guess the part that I didn't really get to elaborate on was Epcot. Well, it's this futuristic world though. The part that I enjoyed the most though was all the outside pavilions where you got a taste of each country. In terms of like they had buildings that were designed to resemble some famous architectural structures that you might recognize from certain countries, like say France or Morocco or Norway, and that was the part I enjoyed the most.
So how's the U.S. different than other countries in terms of architecture?
I would say modernization. It's blocky. Like I like the rustic look of other countries,
like Europe.
I mean, it could just be like the classic versions of like what buildings used to be. Because I guess for the U.S., when you walk through the U.S., it's more like the Independence days. Like they had Independence Hall and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I guess how to compare the architecture. I guess it'd be more in terms of the materials they use. The U.S. used a lot of bricks. Other countries, I guess, well, they had bricks, but like the roof is probably the biggest thing. Whether it be like a flat top or the pitch. It'd be easier if I had pictures to show. Because I can imagine in my head But then when I talk about it, it doesn't sound all that different. But yet, if you hold two pictures side by side,
Oh yeah, you'd be like, oh yeah,
there's
it's
all the
US.
details that I don't know how to properly explain.
I could
to give
imagine
credit to the details.
U.S. architecture is definitely more modern looking than, let's say, what they might represent other countries, because the U.S. is a much more modern country. Most of our buildings have been built in the
Yes,
past
but I guess my problem is
100 years.
I don't know the proper architectural terminology to properly illustrate the difference.
Had only you continued on your path of civil engineering or become an architect,
I'd probably to become an architect.
would you have become an architect instead of a civil engineer? Or did you hate
I mean, it was
architecture?
something I thought about. But I don't know.
You could have been
That's a conversation for another day.
Man, you could have been Ted Mosby, architect.
Yes.
You remember that
New
episode?
New York City is like a beautiful lady that only a handful of architects get the pleasure of dancing with.
Oh yeah.
That was when he was trying to
Debate building, designing the GMB headquarters.
yes, whether or not he should take down the old building with the gargoyles.
Okay. Question: how long do you think it took for them to tear down and build the GMB skyscraper?
How big is it?
We have no idea, but it was supposed to technically be a skyscraper.
Yeah. Well, I imagine.
So let's assume it's the shortest skyscraper possible.
Well, I imagine it take like 9 months or a year, right? Isn't that how long buildings take? Well, that's how long a house takes. Aren't buildings about the same? Don't buildings take about a year?
So I mean, the World One Trade Center took 10 years to build.
Yeah.
The Burj Khalifa took 10 years to build. I figured it would take 5 years, or maybe even a little bit less than that. No, it took them a year to tear down a building. I mean, they did blow it up, but I mean, they tore
It took you a year to tear it down.
What?
How does it take? Are you talking about cleanup process too?
It took them. So from the time
No,
they
are you talking about cleanup process when you talk about tear down? Because to me, it seems like you could tear down a building in the afternoon. Just a few sticks of dynamite, kaboom! All right, building gone.
No. So okay, so I looked it up because I was watching the show and I'm like, huh? From the time they blew up the building to the time that Ted was up in the top of the tower for the party, it took less than a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way. Cleanup alone is going to take forever. The foundation alone is going to take forever. Then,
Well, yeah. Did you see how long it took them to clean up the rumble between?
granted, that's two giant skyscrapers. This was like
No. The rumble between, was it Nebraska Hall and
oh yeah,
Scott Engineering Building? When they wanted, because I never got to see the completion. Because didn't they combine them? Because there used to be like a tunnel between them.
I don't remember.
And then they took all that out. And then there was just like a mess of all the debris for like months, it felt like.
Yeah. And these schmucks tore down a, like, let's say it's 10 stories. I don't remember how tall the Acadia was. Let's say it was 10-story building, and then built, I don't know how tall it was, in stupid amounts of time. I'm like, what? No. You're not building a skyscraper in a year.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
We're getting off topic. How was your week?
So, it was the funniest thing. So you guys left for Florida, and you were down in Florida, and I'm on Hinge, and I matched with this girl. Now, she's from Nebraska, and she still lives in Nebraska, but she was in Florida at the time.
Oh.
And I was just like, well, that's weird.
That's weird.
It was such a coincidence.
Convenient.
It was the
Girls in
weirdest.
Florida? This girl's in Florida?
Yeah, it was just the weirdest thing. I'm like, am I getting like trolled right now? Like, what is going on? But it was the weird. I was just like, what? What? Anyways, I've been talking to her since last week. That's probably the most eventful thing. Yeah. So she got back from Florida Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. She was there for a long time, from the way it sounds. I think she was there for like 2 weeks, maybe more. Which I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know how anybody could take 2 weeks out of their life and go for a vacation. And it sounds
I
like
would
they,
love to take 2 weeks off.
and it sounds like they do it all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, imagine the future, all right?
Imagine.
In the future, you
Imagine.
date a girl, or we date girls that their families want to take us with them on a vacation. Because my roommate gets taken on a vacation with his girlfriend every year.
Oh, really?
Yes, they take him right after the semester ends.
Oh.
Anyways,
For how long?
a week.
A week?
They went to the
That seems to be
Keys.
standard.
Yeah, they went to the Keys last year. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how? That's not going to work for me. I don't. Maybe it might work for you, but that's not going to work for me. Because, like,
Why?
let's think about it this year, okay? Let's say somehow I managed to date a girl, whatever. It's getting towards the end of the year, and we get really close really quickly, because, I mean, some relationships move just breakneck speeds compared to others, and I'm being invited to go on the family vacation.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I already spent a week's worth of vacation back in,
How much time do you build a year?
like, 2 weeks.
Oh, so you could theoretically take 2 weeks off and get paid for it?
Theoretically. The thing is, though, I've already taken a week off. Let's say it's this year. I've already taken a week off.
Yeah.
Because I had to take it back.
Well, you have to plan for it.
No, but, like, the thing is, I'm probably going to use my vacation time up before then. Because, like, my plan kind of is...
No, just say use it all up at once. Use all 2 weeks all up
I
at once.
can't. You build it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You build, don't you? You said you build up 2 weeks at the end of the year.
Right. The
I'm
issue
saying
with
you take
taking it
a
at the
2 week
end of the
vacation
year is
at the end of the
I
year.
can't.
Why? They won't let you?
The manager takes her vacation at the end of the year.
So you take your vacation then too.
I can't.
Oh, you have to be there or she has to be there?
I can't. They can't have two people on vacation at the same time. That would just be a disaster. Because they don't want to.
I guess that's the difference between your job and my job.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to get somebody from another branch to come and work at that branch for a week.
That, and I guess I haven't really ran into the instance where two of us were on vacation for all week. I mean,
only
I'm
been
sure
there
it
for a
would.
month.
I'm sure that they would try to persuade one of us to not do it. I mean, I guess my trip just so happened to not conflict with anyone else. But yeah, I could see where that could be a problem if you have everyone taking a vacation all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I guess if I run into that boat, they probably would persuade one of us to wait or something.
more than
or take it a
likely,
week before.
they would be persuading you.
Well, they persuade the person that tried to take it off the least, or the person with the least amount of seniority, which would be me.
Yes, that's why I said you. Anyways, so I couldn't even go to Florida. I might be able to go for like a weekend. Like, if they pay for my plane tickets, I could fly there for the weekend or whatever. But that'd be it.
Can you roll over the next year?
Yeah,
Or do you have to use all 2 weeks?
I can roll it
Yeah, so-
over, but I
So
don't know if
next
I. But no, here's the thing: I don't know how much I can roll over every single year, because you
Did
do.
they tell you that in orientation?
It's That's the thing. It's complicated because you
They
have.
told me how much vacation I build up at the end of the year,
See,
and then how much I can roll over to next year.
but see, mine's complicated because you have to take a vacation every year.
Well, I guess I So I build up. I forget the exact number. Like 3 weeks or something. But I can only roll over like 2. So I technically have to take a. I guess I don't have to take a vacation, but if I choose not to, I lose a week of free pay technically, because there's a week of vacation where I could have taken a week off but didn't,
Right.
and you just lose it. It's use it or lose it, but you do get a rollover some.
Right. Well,
Not
anyways,
all.
I mean, I have to. I mean, you can sacrifice that if you want to. You can. I mean, you wouldn't, but you could.
Yes, you could
have
potentially
to.
just choose not to take it.
Right.
I do want to know if I can sell it, so I could at the end of the year, if I choose not to take a vacation, I can just sell that lost time.
Sell it to a pregnant woman.
No, I'm saying, but you get my point though, right?
I know.
Back to the company.
Sell it to a pregnant woman or somebody
I
expecting.
don't know how that works. I don't know how that. I'm just saying, if I can, that'd be something I'd be interested in.
I'm just telling you, if you can and you get the opportunity, those are the people to sell it to.
What, you sell it to people, and then that you get paid for them?
Or no, you give it to them. Or however it works, if you're going to give it to whatever the case is.
Well, no,
they,
I thought it was just you sell it back to the company. So the company just pays you 40 hours a week. Like that's what I meant.
Personally, I mean, obviously, yes, that'd be the way.
That's how I interpret it. Like, if you don't want to take your week off, you just sell it back to the company, and they give you an extra pay of what would equate to 40 hours a week.
Right.
Because rather than you taking that time off, you just chose to just take pay. So really, you get paid double for the week. Because you would have already worked the week that you took off. Plus, you get the extra pay for selling the vacation they gave you.
Right.
Because really, in the very beginning of the year, they're counting on you taking a vacation.
Right.
But I guess you are kind of screwing them over in a sense by working and making them pay you twice over.
Personally, again, like I said, I would.
So they probably won't let you do it? I don't know.
Personally, if I were you, if you can, and you're like, I'm not going to take the vacation this year. Not going to use it, but I obviously don't just want to like give it up and not roll it over. But I don't really have the time or the availability to take a vacation.
But if you give it to someone else, then you kind of just lost out of it on your own.
True,
and
but like
benefited.
I know, but let's say you're being more generous than this.
Yes, I get it. You saw it to pregnant woman. Now go on, finish your story.
Right. Anyways, so yeah, we've been talking. It's I don't know. It's interesting. It's just I've just been thinking a lot about how people meet people and like how relationships work. And
it's a complicated mess.
It is, because I've been watching the last season of How I Met Your Mother, which is really good, actually. I mean, the last episode, obviously, a lot of people hate it because you've seen the last episode, right?
Probably. Is that the one how the story comes to a close and the kids are like, "That's it"? There's a story about how you met Robin.
Yeah. And his wife is.
Yeah, and then doesn't he at the very end he goes to her apartment or whatever? And
yeah, because his wife
presents her with the blue French horn or whatever.
Yes, because his wife is dead.
His wife died.
Right.
Cancer or something.
Anyways,
right? She got sick.
We don't know. She got sick. Yeah, and that's what pissed people off because it's like, are you kidding me? Like the whole point of the show was to end up with her, and instead he ends up with Robin, and it's like, what? Like, we only knew her for a season. But anyways, besides that, it is fantastic. I think I found one of my favorite episodes. Anyways, my favorite episode is when it's in the last season. I don't know how much you remember. But Barney gets stupidly drunk and goes out and walks, like, on the beach and stuff. And, like, they have to go find him.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one how he gets what they call it, truth drunk. He gets so drunk he can only tell the truth.
I can't remember if that was the previous episode or the same episode. It might be the same episode. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember that. He got truth drunk, and then they were like, "How much money do you make?"
So
A buttload.
I
What?
One
a buttload.
one
hey,
crap.
But Robin makes 6 buttloads.
No. Okay, so her parents are worth 16 crap loads. He makes 6 crap loads, and he spends 1 crap load on his suits.
Yes, that's what it is.
And here's my theory: $16 million. Let's say that's how much Robin's parents are
crapload is
worth.
$1 million?
No, hold on. I thought about this. 16 crap loads. Sorry. Oh no, I thought Oh no, it was 160 crap loads or something. Or
What? I thought it was Robin makes 6 and he makes 1.
well, no, he makes 6 crap loads a year.
Oh.
He's
and Robin makes...
No, Robin doesn't make anything. It's her parents are worth 1,600 crap loads, I think is what it was.
I thought he said Oh, okay.
No,
I'm remembering.
Robin makes crap money because she's a news anchor.
She's a weather or news anchor or something.
Right, she makes literally nothing. He makes 6 crap loads. And I think it was 1,600 crap loads. Yep, that's what it was. 1,600 crap loads. I'm like,
that's how much he makes?
that's how much Robin's family is worth.
Oh, okay.
He makes 6 crap loads. And I'm like, okay, let's think about this here. Let's say it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and Barney only makes $600,000 a year. That's a good number. But that also only means that Robin's family is worth $16 million.
Uh-huh.
Which, the way they make it sound, it's like, that doesn't make them fabulously wealthy. It actually hardly makes them wealthy at all.
I don't know. They're still millionaires.
Yeah, but most people need at least $2 million to retire.
Is that what it is?
Yes. If you want to
Will it be the same when...
if
what
you
about,
don't want to live scraping the bottom of the barrel, you want to at least $2 million. $2 million.
And what about 60 years from now when we retire?
Well, we're probably going to want several
With inflation, are we going to want like what, 8 million?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I try to not think about it.
What is inflation average? How much percent?
In 50 years, who knows?
What is it average right now?
Oh, it's really high.
You work at a bank, can't you tell me?
It's like 5% right now.
5% a year?
Well, no, inflation is funky, okay? All right?
Can you just tell me how what the dollar's inflated from this year, from last year?
Well, I have no idea. It's been 3 days.
What?
From 2021 to the previous year, it's like 6%.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's the number I wanted.
However, that is like...
Yes, obviously I get it. It can fluctuate. You know, it can be
1 year.
7%. It could be 2% 1 year.
It's
it could
usually...
be 100.
It's hard to say because, like, before this
like
inflation...
100,000.
Right. Before this inflation happened, things were... We were in a weird spot. And before that, we had the financial crisis. So it's like... You could compare it to the 90s, but things have changed in the past 20 years since the 90s. So it's like, what do you compare it to? Do you compare it to the previous 10 years? Well, we were recovering from the second worst financial disaster to ever happen to the United States.
I think what you do is you average a 6-year span.
But 6 years doesn't...
Over 100 years. So you take however long we've been recording data.
That's not very long.
6-year span. So then
about 100 years.
Yeah, so then you take, 10-year spans. So now you have 10 data points to compare. 10-year spans.
That's
to
the
compare.
entire existence of economics.
Yes, and then you use that to extrapolate. Obviously, it's very poor estimation with such few data points.
200 years.
But you have to have something to start with.
100 for most.
You
Yeah,
have 10 data points.
right.
I'm sure you can draw some sort of extrapolation curve.
Well, the thing
You're
is, like,
you're
gonna.
basically doubling your data, so it's not a very reliable source. I get that, but it's
Anyways,
something.
yeah, it's just. Yeah, it's. I have no idea.
Obviously,
I
we
wanna-
also do take into account there are more people now.
Yeah, I want to tell you.
More people, more money, more time.
No, more people
No?
doesn't mean more people doesn't mean anything.
Oh, I have meant more people spending money.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with inflation.
Oh, well, it doesn't impact the economy. You have more people buying goods, more.
Well, yeah, it just means GDP
supply.
per capita goes up. Hopefully, potentially, maybe.
But that doesn't impact inflation.
No,
Oh, never mind.
inflation.
Well, inflation is impacted by unemployment rate. That's the Phillips curve.
Yes. Whoa, how do you
And
know about the Phillips
so,
curve?
with more people, if you have more people, but jobs don't increase, you have more people unemployed.
Right. It's funky
And so then
because
inflation goes down.
population economics is funky because once you start adding more people, yes, if you don't get more jobs, yes, you could see that, but that doesn't happen. In developing countries, that happens. In developed countries, that doesn't happen.
Because more people means more people spending money, which means now you can offer more jobs because you're making more money.
Well, in developed countries, there's a labor shortage. So
Yeah.
the more people, the better. In a developed country. In a developing country, it's different. More people, more problems. There's not enough jobs because they can't build infrastructure fast enough. Underdeveloped, I should say. Developing countries, more people, it's whatever. It's like, oh, okay, well, all right. Instead of having one person putting blue and red buttons, I will now have two people, one doing blue buttons, one doing red buttons. On like a
Efficiency.
control panel.
Efficiency.
No, it's just because they don't have to pay them anything, and it's available, so why not? And it's cheaper than building a robot.
Yeah.
Except in the U.S., a robot's much cheaper. Robot's $100,000. I gotta pay that schmuck to do the same thing, probably at about the same price, $100,000. The robot's a one-time fee. This guy is every single year. And I can pay some nerd $200,000 a year to manage 20 robots. You can do the math really quickly. It's very
Yeah,
cheap.
I take the person in a heartbeat.
What?
What?
You're gonna pay 20 people $100,000 every single year versus 20 robots that will probably
take
do
the
it
20
faster.
monkeys in a heartbeat.
But or you could pay one guy, get 20 robots that will probably do it faster and better.
I'd
Anyways,
have one guy. I'd have someone to talk to.
so anyways,
What, you want me to talk to myself? Talk to a bunch of machines that can't respond?
what do you mean they can respond? They spit out error
To
code.
get through the job, okay?
What do you
The best
mean?
way to get through the job is by giving others crap. But if they can't react, there's no purpose.
I mean, I talk
And
to
there's
my
gotta be
truck
some
and it
humanity. There's
spits
gotta
out
be some
a.
humanity in your job. That's
mean-
why I'd hire the 20 monkeys.
Those are monkeys, not humans.
No, I'm calling the humans monkeys.
That's racist.
No, I'm just saying they're bad at their job. What are you comparing them to?
Hey, you said
hold
monkeys. I'm just. You said
I'm just saying they're
monkeys.
just bad at their job. They're foolish.
You didn't say
They're
that.
silly.
You didn't say that until after I called you racist.
Well, that's what I meant.
Well,
What
you
do
gotta
you
be.
think I meant when I said monkey?
I have no idea.
A foolish person.
Anyways, all right.
I'd hire 10 clowns.
Okay. Anyways, back
Is that
to
better?
yes. Anyways, back
Back to your week.
Anyways, so then
was your week?
today, I'm thinking this girl came in, and I opened up her account, and I also got her a cashier's check. Anyways,
In the Snapchat.
okay, I'm getting there. So
Wait, what?
no,
Wait,
no, no,
what?
no, 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 no. It's you're jumping ahead, but that's not what happened. So I finish, she leaves, and I'm like, oh yeah. I turn around to my other two coworkers. I'm like, oh yeah, she was cute. And the female coworker, she's like, yeah, you and so, the other guy I work with, he's like, yeah, you both were kind of oodling over. I'm like, ma'am, I may have made eye contact with her for like a minute. Otherwise, I was focused on my work. Anyways.
What? She said you were... What?
I'm like, ma'am, I was...
She said you were drooling over her?
Oodling.
Oodling?
Eyes. Yeah. You know, lover's eyes or whatever. Anyways, the point is, I'm like, ma'am, I may have looked at her for a minute total. I was focused on my
She
work.
was like, I know what I saw.
No, she's like, oh, okay, well, your coworker was oodling. I'm like, I could see it. Anyways, and then it prompted the question in my head that back when I worked at Menards, there was this contractor that I liked. And I always talked to him. I remember one day...
She's out of your league?
This is a contractor, not a manager.
Oh.
And there was these girls, and he's standing next to me, we're talking, and he's like, you should go help them. And maybe you can get their numbers. And I'm like, I went and helped them, but I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how would that work?
What do you mean? You say, hi, I'm so-and-so. What's your name?
No.
Can I have your number?
Here's the thing. Okay. Imagine you're at Menards, all right, and you're an attractive girl, and you're looking for cat food. And this guy comes up to you, and he's like, you need some help? And he helps you find the cat food. And he's a Menards employee. And then he's asking for your number. That's weird. That doesn't...
Yeah, you'd slap him.
It's weird. People don't do that. There's just isn't this maybe if you're designing a door and she's like, I don't know, and you know, you're getting to know each other a lot and she's like actually starting to get into you as well. But you know, it takes more than just, oh, here's the dog food. Hey, you're pretty. Can I get your number? That doesn't work.
Honestly, it'd probably creep her out and she'd probably be reluctant to go shop there ever again.
Exactly.
You just lost the store customer.
Exactly.
How dare you?
And then think about the bank, okay?
Just by one simple question.
And then think about this girl at the bank today. She gave me
You just lost the customer.
personal information. I had access to her accounts. I could see how much she makes.
You could rack her up the hugest loan of her life that she would never be able to recover from.
Well, I don't have the power to make a loan.
And then you could help her out by saying, hi, do you need a place to live?
Anyways. So that's the thing. It's like, she just gave me all this personal information. And now here I am, like, can I get your number? She'd be like, oh, for the bank? I'm like, I thought you already had my number. No. I meant for me. Like, what? That's not how this works. That's not how that's...
You gotta work on that pickup line.
I mean, there is somewhat of a pickup line you could do in there. Like, yeah, can I get your number? But, like, not for the bank, but for me or whatever. You could come up with a pretty cool pickup line. But it's not... no one's gonna do it. For one thing, no person is gonna do it. And two, no person working in a store or a bank or wherever is going to do this. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but no reasonable person will do it. And then no person on the receiving end is actually going to do it. I'm sure it happens, but they won't.
They'll just give you a fake number.
Yeah, just to get the hell out of there. And then they're going to go to the bank just down the street and kill their accounts. and then go to the Wells Fargo across the street.
And open a new account.
Yeah, and then get screwed over by them.
She's like, on second thought, actually, I'd like to close my account here.
You know what? Can you just print me off the closing account?
Can you just ring me up? I'll take my order.
You know that account you just made me? Can I close it? It's like,
Can
what?
I close that? I'm sorry, what? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now you see, and so, you know, everybody's like, oh, so yeah, you can see any cute girls at work? And I'm like,
No.
Even if I did, I don't. But even if I did, what's it?
That's kind of offensive to all the people that watch this podcast. And I've gone shopping there. They now feel offended.
But hey, Menards had way more attractive women shopping there than the bank. Okay.
Wait, do you say you shop at a bank if you're a customer?
Technically, yes. If you're needing a CD, like say you have an account with us and you need a CD, you're shopping around for rates. You're looking at other banks to see what their rates are.
I guess you can use the word shop, yeah.
In that sense, or loans. You're looking to see who can give you the best rate.
I'm going shopping for a loan.
Yeah, or credit cards. I mean, we offer credit cards, and so credit cards are a little more tricky because they have to, and loans because they have to calculate your rates. But like CDs, it's easy. We get people that call all the time. What's your CD rate? And then they call a bunch of other banks and decide, I'm going to pick this bank for my CD.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just like when you were at I guess you still worked that job, not your new one, the previous one. Did that ever come up in conversation between you and the other people? Like, oh, you should go talk to that girl over there, go help her.
Employee or customer?
Customer.
No. That never came up.
Oh.
I mean, I have thought about it, but then it's like,
how does it
how
work?
would you ever go about that? Yeah, it's the problem. How do you go about that?
Right. Commenters, here's your challenge. It's the end of the podcast. How would you do it? Can you, as an employee, get a customer's number at a store? I can't see it happening.
I'm sure it's been done.
Oh, it happens all the time. I could definitely see it happening, like a male customer talking to a female employee, and the customer asking for and the female asking for the male's foot number. I could see that. Men are desperate. I feel like
true.
Men are more desperate than women, personally.
That is true.
I feel I don't know if it's true.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like most people men are just desperate. Or in the sense that I feel maybe it's more common for a customer to give an employee their number. What do you think? Instead of an employee asking, it's the customer asking.
Customer asking. I feel like that'd be kind of creepy.
The customer asking for your number?
Yeah, it'd be kind of creeped out a bit.
I could definitely as a female employee, but as a male employee, I'd be like, maybe it's because I'm desperate as hell, but it's like, oh.
Wow.
And there was this divorced person that came in, and they were like, they were helping they were being helped by one of the other people at the bank. And she was just like showing off, like she's like trying to like show like she had no ring on her finger or whatever. And I'm just, oh my god! And some of the things she said.
Was she like twiddling her finger or whatever?
I don't remember. I couldn't really see. Somebody else was watching it. I was focused on reading articles. But from what it sounded like, she was like,
you're supposed to be you're supposed to be eavesdropping on other people's customers, right?
Yes, I'm supposed to, but
you're supposed to. You choose not to.
Yeah, it's part of my job. I'm technically supposed to, but I don't.
You're supposed to eavesdrop.
Yeah, which is the weirdest thing.
But continue.
Anyways, she was like, if there hadn't been a divider there, she would have been all over him. I feel like. So it's like, well, Jesus. And they're like, but again, whether you're working in a bank, Menards, or wherever, it's not going to happen. Unless that person is just all over you and is maybe like a regular and like you guys form like a relationship from them being regulars at the store or whatever, I could see that. You know, there's cute love stories about that. Like you go to a cafe every day and you fall in love with the waitress or whatever. That stuff happens. But you're just walking through Menards and you're like, yeah, that employee's kind of cute. I'm going to go talk to him. Like, no, that doesn't. People don't do that. Actually, Walmart's got some attractive women working there right now, which is like,
Which one?
North 27th Street.
Oh.
Yes. Most of
I
them.
never go shopping, though.
Yeah. Most of them are the ones picking out, they're doing the online orders.
Oh. Well, yeah, because all they have is self-checkout.
Well, no, they have regular checkouts too. I don't go through them.
Someone told me they got rid of, like, the majority of their,
Oh, they have.
yeah.
They still have, like, the tobacco line.
Um,
And, like, a few others.
Can you self-check out wine and all that? Oh, I guess you have to have a person stop and ring you up, right?
Yeah. But they literally come over, they grab your ID, they punch in your birth date, and they leave.
Yep.
They don't scan it. They don't even really look at it. They just look at the birth date and punch it in, and they're done. I'm like, what?
What? What?
Like, I remember it was my birthday, and I bought alcohol for the party. For my birthday / graduation party.
Did they even wish you happy birthday?
Nope. He just punched in my birthday and went along his day.
I was like, oh, the number worked. Okay.
I'm like, it's literally my birthday today. What the heck?
Oh, it's your birthday today?
No.
I'm kidding.
That's 4 months away. Yours is 10.
It is? I guess it is.
It is? Oh, I guess it. You forgot.
I guess it is.
Did you forget?
I don't pay attention. I don't really care.
Yeah, you're kind of at the age.
I don't need to be reminded how old I am.
What are you? You're gonna
I
be
know
what?
I'm old.
What are you gonna be? 25?
Yeah, I don't want to know. All I know is I'm older. Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, at least you're not like my brother in his 30s.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, I mean, I'd be even closer to death. So I mean, I guess there is a bright side.
Oh boy. Alrighty. I don't know if this is the
Well, you
longest.
never did finish the story about your truck.
Oh, right. Yeah, the battery
Did you tell me what
died.
happened? Oh, so did mine. I had to get my battery replaced. Well, I guess it didn't die. The car could never start.
Oh, yeah,
And we
same.
just gave up.
Yeah, I couldn't. So, like, it was Tuesday morning last week. So the night before, it took me 2 tries to get it to start. And I was like, It was cold. It was really cold. I'm like, oh, whatever, Next morning, I tried like 3 times, and I'm like, I'm not flooding it. I'm gonna go inside to get my jumper, my jump start kit. Remember that big green thing we used as a lantern?
Sure.
Oh, the battery pack.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I had to go grab that and jumpstart my truck, and then I took it to work with me, and then I had to jumpstart my truck at work to go home. And then I took it to our uncle's, and he replaced the battery.
Hey, does the wind switch directions at night? Because right now it says the wind's blowing to the south, but this morning it said the wind was blowing to the north.
No, in Nebraska, the wind just blows from kind of every direction. Typically from the west and the north.
The reason why I say this is because when my battery died or whatever, my dad was telling me to make sure that the car is pointed to the south because the wind generally blows north to south, and so you don't want that cold air blowing into the car. You want it away from the cold air, so that way it gives your battery a fighting chance from the cold because you have the rear side of the car insulating it. However, this morning, I noticed the wind was blowing north to south. Right now it's blowing, Right now it's blowing north to south. This morning it's blowing south to north.
I'm going to tell you this right now. This isn't like the west coast. This isn't like being on the coast where the wind will change direction at night because of the colder air from the warm air from the ocean.
Yeah.
We don't have that. This is the middle of a continent. It just
Yeah.
blows.
But does it have any preferential direction?
West and north.
So it blows north.
Blows from the north to the south.
Then
Or from the west to the east. Generally.
generally. So it can and it will switch.
Oh, it switches all the time. I will say it goes north, west, south, east.
So it blows north to south more often than not.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially in the winter. Especially in the winter.
Well, I looked at it this morning because my phone tells me what direction the wind is blowing, and it said it was blowing to the north.
Well, yeah, I mean, a front came through today. I mean, it's blowing. We're expecting snow tomorrow, so
Lovely.
the winds are changing.
Oh, but that was the only thing that happened to your truck. You just had to get a new battery.
Yep, so I take it to our uncle's. So yeah, it was dead.
Oh.
Yeah, it broke. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I wasn't late to work.
Well, when you said it broke, I was thinking like you had a misfortunate event that had happened that had compromised the usability of your vehicle.
I mean, I couldn't get it to start, so.
But I was thinking like an unrepairable issue.
Yeah. When we opened it up and we got the battery out, he was like, "Oh, it's an Everstart. It was a Walmart brand." He was like, "It's a Neverstart." And I'm like, "Oh."
Not a bad brand.
It's like he looked at it like, "This thing's 7 years old. That's impressive for a Neverstart." And it's
What did you
impressive
put
just
in?
in general for a battery.
It is, yeah. What did you put in?
We put in an FVP.
Do you look at the terminal? My battery, the terminals were all corroded.
That wasn't my issue. Oh, you replaced your battery just because they were corroded?
No, it wouldn't start.
Oh. Did you go and get some baking soda and water and just...
Well, we tried cleaning it off, and it didn't help.
Did you clean the actual, so you
I
cleaned the
didn't.
battery?
My dad did.
Oh, did he clean the,
I don't know what he did.
Oh.
He said he cleaned it.
everything?
And then I don't know what he did. He just
Okay.
said he cleaned it.
All right.
That's what he said. He said he cleaned it. I don't know what it specifies. He said he cleaned it.
I'm assuming he cleaned everything. I don't think your dad
Nice.
would half clean it.
And
Did it work?
no,
Oh.
because the next morning, I went to start it. It almost started. It sounded like it was trying to start, but I had to give it another go. And then it just the second go, it would not. It made this weird noise that was not good.
Not good, yeah.
Not good noise.
So how much does your battery cost?
100 something.
Oh. You should have talked to our uncle. I paid $78 for mine.
Oh, you got a discount or what?
Well, yeah, I got it at cost.
Oh, because you bought it from him?
Yeah.
Through him? Or?
Yeah. He all his batteries are ones that he supplies to like dealerships and that kind of stuff. So they're good batteries. But because they're just cheap. Because he gets them at
I
cost.
see.
Because he works for the company. Where did you go to get a battery?
My dad got it.
Oh, where did he go?
I don't know.
Oh, so you don't even know what brand of battery you got.
I don't even know what's in it. All I know is there's a battery in the vehicle and it starts now. All is well.
You're a battery technician, damn it!
Yeah, you think I care what kind of battery's in the car starts?
I figured you'd be, of all the
Actually,
people to be
I am
interested in
kinda
the battery, you should be the most interested.
Actually, I kind of was interested though to take it apart. I don't know what he did with it though.
You have
Because
to.
I kind of want to take it apart and open it up and see what the cells look like.
Well, that'd be very dangerous.
What do you mean? I do it all day.
Well, I mean,
I do it all day long.
Okay, yeah, but car batteries aren't meant to be taken apart.
But I want to know what it looks like.
Oh,
for research purposes.
you just Google it.
Yeah, I know I can Google. I like to have hands-on experience.
With sulfuric acid and lead.
Yeah. Are they lead acid?
Yeah.
Okay.
All car batteries are lead acid.
Are they?
Yes. They don't
I mean,
use...
I guess we don't take apart lead. Well, we open the case of lead acid, but we don't open the cells of lead acid. Actually, we don't even open the cells of Nike. We don't open the cells of anything. But we open the case to inspect the cells. That's what I want to do, is open the case to see what the cells look like.
I don't know. I have to rewatch the video, but there isn't...
The lead acids we work with have 2 cells, and each cell has about 12 volts-ish to generate 12.5-ish to generate a 25, because it's in series, so you add the voltages to generate a 25 volt battery.
I don't...
That's what we use. But what is a car battery? Are they 12 volt, 24 volt?
Mine is... Yeah, they're 12. My alternator gets it up to 14.
14 volts.
While it runs, yeah. They're generally 12. And then your alternator will get up to the voltage that it needs
And
to.
how many amps?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, you can touch the terminals of a car battery. It's not going to kill you. There can't be that many.
Yeah.
So.
You can touch it while it's running?
I mean, if you touch it while it's running, it might.
Well, if there's no current going through it.
Oh, I was thinking just touch the terminals.
No, when it's running.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that, no.
When it's running.
Nope, I don't want to do that. That sounds painful and deadly.
Well, yeah.
It's really all about whatever the amperage it needs to. We need to end this. We need to end this podcast.
Well, you need more than it needs to start, because when it's cold, you do know why a car battery is harder to start when it's cold, right?
Yes. So car batteries, the reason why we don't use lithium-ion batteries is because they provide more amps than a lithium-ion battery.
No, but I meant what's going on inside the battery. Like the reason why.
Well, it's a chemical reaction, and if it's cold,
Yes.
the chemical reaction happens a lot slower.
And the rate slows down twice as much for every 10 degrees Celsius.
Yee.
10 degrees drop.
Oh, wait, that's quite a bit. That's really...
Every 10 degrees?
That's only a 40... That's only, at the most, a 50-degree fluctuation here in Nebraska.
No, but the chemical reaction gets cut in half.
Yeah, I know.
Which means that if you don't supply the proper amount of current, if you barely supply the proper amount of current when it's room temp, like 70 degrees outside, you're never going to get started in the winter.
Nope.
So you need to generate an enormous amount of current in the room temp, so that way when it does drop to 30 degrees, you can still supply the proper amount of current to get it started.
I guess I can tell you what the maximum amount of amperage a battery will supply at once for a 8-cylinder, depending on the 8-cylinder anyways.
Yeah.
No more than 1100 amps.
It will not supply more than that?
I mean, it can. Obviously, it depends on the vehicle, but my starter thing is meant for 8-cylinder eight-cylinder and under. But obviously, different 8-cylinder vehicles require more amps, so it might not start like an F250, but it will probably start an F150 at the most. But anyways, that's 1135, like 1150 or 1135 amps.
Oh.
So, usually, if I'm not mistaken, a good cold crank battery for a 6-cylinder.
You crank it?
Well, that's what.
Hand crank?
Anyways, is like 600 amps. 600 to 800 amps is what you're going to want for a 6-cylinder vehicle. Your car...
You have 6 cylinders?
Huh?
You have 8 or 6?
I have 6.
You have 6.
You have 4.
Oh, I have V6.
Oh, you do have V6? Okay, never mind. Well, there you go.
Wait, I thought I did.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I do.
I don't know. It's a Focus. I figured it had a tiny motor in it.
It does, but I thought I had 6 cylinders.
Well, how many?
I don't look under the hood of my car as often as I should.
You definitely don't. I figured you, of all people, might.
I'm pretty sure I had a V6.
But anyways, doesn't matter. We need to end this podcast. It's now the longest podcast ever. I would like to thank you all for watching.
Really?
If we're at 2 hours or 40 minutes. I would like to thank you all for...
3?
Huh?
We haven't hit 3?
We have never hit 3.
Well, that could change.
Nope. I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts every other Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. I hope it doesn't drag on this long next time, but every segment seems to drag on.
We can certainly try.
And good night.